Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. The story of Prophet Hazat Adam alayhi salam. Allah made the mountains and the seas. He made all the animals. He made the heavens and the stars. He made the sun and the moon. And He made the angels. The angels were like Allah's servants and did everything He ordered. Then Allah decided to make a man. He called this first man Hazat Adam alayhi salam. He taught him many things so that Hazat Adam alayhi salam had more knowledge than the angels. There was one jinn called Iblis, and he thought he was better than Hazrat Adam alayhi salam. So Allah would not let him stay with the other angels. He was to be called Shaitan, the devil. Shaitan blamed Hazrat Adam alayhi salam for what had happened to him and was very angry. Allah let Hazrat Adam alayhi salam live in a beautiful place because he was good. The place was called paradise. It was a very nice place, but Hazrat Adam alayhi salam was a little lonely on his own all of the time. Allah decided to help Hazrat Adam alayhi salam. He made Hazrat Hawa to be Hazrat Adam's wife. They were very happy and liked living in paradise. There was, however, one thing they were not allowed to do. There was a special tree. And Allah had told them they must not eat any fruit from that tree. At first, Hazrat Adam alayhi salam and Hazrat Hawa were very good and kept away from the tree. Shaitan decided to do something very naughty. He told them they were silly to keep away from the tree. He said nothing would happen if they ate its fruit. He said the fruit was very delicious and they should try it. After a while, they began to listen to Shaitan and thought they would have just a little taste of the fruit. Just to see what it was like. Shaitan was very happy because he had made them disobey Allah. As soon as they had eaten the fruit, Hazrat Adam alayhi salam and Hazrat Hawa realized that they had been very naughty and they felt guilty for what they had done. Allah forgave them, but He would not let them to stay in paradise anymore. So He sent them to live on earth. Adam alayhi salam had two sons called Habil and Kabil. Hazrat Adam alayhi salam thought that Habil, the youngest son, should take over after him. But Kabil did not like this idea and was very jealous. To settle the argument, Hazrat Adam alayhi salam thought of an idea. He told his sons to think of a present to give to Allah and to leave it on top of a certain hill. The one whose present Allah accepted would win the argument. Allah chose Habil's present because Habil had taken a lot of time and trouble to choose his present. Kabil was very upset and angry. He was so angry that he killed his own brother. Afterwards, when he realized what he had done, he cried. And cried, but it was too late to be sorry. Story of Prophet Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam. After many years, Hazrat Adam alayhi salam had grandchildren and even great-grandchildren. There were now lots of people on earth. Many of them obeyed Allah, but some were not so good and did just what they wanted to do all the time. This made Allah very unhappy. Allah chose Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam, a good man. To tell the people that what they were doing was wrong. But they wouldn't listen to him and carried on doing bad things. Allah decided that all the naughty people should be punished. He told Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam to build a big ark near his house. Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam quickly got busy choosing good wood and building it up into a fine ark. A lot of people laughed at him, but he did not take any notice of them. Because Allah had told him what to do. When he had finished, he put lots of food into the ark and collected the good people together. They also took lots of animals with them into the ark, two of every kind. One day, all of a sudden, the sky went very dark and it started to rain. Lightly at first, then more and more heavily. Soon there was water everywhere. The bad people were not laughing anymore. They were frightened because they had no shelter from the water. Only the good people in the ark were safe and dry. The waves swept all the bad people. Afterwards, when the water was absorbed, Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam was sad and cried. Yet Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam sought Allah's mercy. He released everybody from the ark and life came back to normal practice on earth. The next story will be about Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam. Thank you. Subscribe for more. Click the bell icon. Islamic Kids TV. Journey to yourself. Habil and Kabil, the two sons of Hazrat Adam. Islamic Kids TV. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. This story is about Prophet Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam. Many years ago, a boy called Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam lived in Canaan. He was very clever and was always asking questions. Most of the people he knew worshipped idols, but Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam did not. The people had forgotten the messages. The Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, Hazrat Hud alayhi salam, Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam, and Hazrat Salih alayhi salam had brought them. Instead of praising Allah, they worshipped statues. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam told his father he didn't think people should worship objects they had made themselves. His father was angry and told him not to say anything about the gods again. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam decided he must show the people they were wrong. So he thought of a plan. One night he sneaked into the place where all the statues were kept. With an axe, he chopped off the heads from all but one of the statues. The biggest one he left. The next morning, the people were very angry and upset at what had happened. They were sure Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam had done it. They gathered in the public square and asked him if he had done it. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam told them to ask their big idol if he knew who was responsible. But of course, the statue could not speak and the people knew it was only stone. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam shouted at them and asked how they could worship lumps of stone. The bad people were even more angry. They started to collect wood for a fire. They were going to burn Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam to death. They made a big bonfire and put Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam on the top. Everyone came to watch. They lit the wood. The fire burned. The flames grew higher and higher. The people had to back away from the heat of the flames. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam was a good person. He believed in Allah. Allah would protect him. Allah would not let the fire harm him. When the flames died down, the people could not believe their eyes. They saw that Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam was alive and the flames had not harmed him at all. How had this happened? They all knew this was a great miracle and they fell to their knees. This wonderful thing had made them believe in Allah. Some people would still not listen. They thought Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam was just a magician. Namrud, the king of Canaan, heard all about Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam. He wanted to talk to him. He asked Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam about Allah. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam told him that Allah could do all things. He could give life and death. Namrud said that he too could do that. His soldiers brought two men in. Namrud ordered one to be killed and the other to be saved. Namrud thought that this made him like Allah. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam told him that Allah brings the sun every morning from the east. He asked Namrud if he could bring the sun from the west next day. King did not know what to say and what to do. After Namrud was silenced by Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam, he left the royal palace. Then the truth of the Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam spread throughout the land. People start talking about his miracle and his salvation. From the fire and his arguments with king that made the king speechless. Teaching from the story of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam, always have your trust in Allah. Be patient in all situations and have faith in Allah. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more and click the bell icon. Islamic Kids TV. Journey to yourself. Islamic Kids TV. Islamic Kids TV. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Prophet Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam part 2. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam married a girl called Hazrat Sarah. They lived very happily in Palestine. They worked and had plenty of everything. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam became very wealthy, but he was a good man. He always helped other people too. After many years, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam and Hazrat Sarah still had no children. This made them very sad. They both wanted a child to share their life with. Hazrat Sarah told Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam that he should marry her servant Hazrat Hajra too, so that Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam and Hazrat Hajra could make a child together. Prophet Hazrat Ismail alayhis salam. After a while, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam did marry Hazrat Hajra and she had a son. They called him Hazrat Ismail alayhis salam. They were all very happy. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam, Hazrat Hajra and Hazrat Ismail alayhis salam moved to a valley in Arabia. They settled in a good place with hills and mountains on all sides to protect them. After a while, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam said that he should go back to see Hazrat Sarah alayhis salam and to get more food and water. Before he left, he prayed to Allah to look after his wife and son because they did not have much food and water left. The food and water soon began to run low. Hazrat Hajar alayhis salam was very worried. What could they live on? They prayed to Allah. Hazrat Hajra went to the top of the mountain, Mount Safa, to look for Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam. Now their water was all gone and they were desperate. She went to the other side of the valley and climbed to the top of Mount Marwa. She looked towards the north, east, west and south for help but found none. Hazrat Hajra kept running backwards and forwards between Mount Safa and Mount Marwa. She did this 7 times. Suddenly she saw Hazrat Ismail alayhis salam hit the ground with his heel. A spring of water gushed out, beautiful pure water. They were saved. Even today this water called Zamzam still flows in the valley of Hijaz, and when people go to Makkah on Hajj, they go 7 times between the two mounts. In memory of this miracle that saved the lives of Hazrat Hajra and Hazrat Ismail alayhis salam, when Hazrat Ibrahim alayhis salam returned, he saw amazed to see the valley. The water had made the place very fertile. All the animals and caravans visited and made it a prosperous place. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more and click the bell icon. Islamic Kids TV, Journey to Yourself. Islamic Kids TV.